this next best practice is, something you want to seriously think about is to optimize your slotting, right? It's all about picking, and especially it's even more important in the e-commerce world because, you're picking 1 unit orders, right? 1 unit orders, 2 unit orders max, and that's what, the order profile is. For the orders that people are placing from their computers at home through the web or even through the mobile device, right? So it's all about picking from the active locations, piece pick locations, whatever that is, right? So it's really, really important to make sure your active area, the bin locations and the SKUs that are slotted in those bin locations are done optimally, right? So what this slotting tool does is, with slotting, you can assign, hey, these are my A locations, right? Because with respect to proximity to a packing station or your outbound shipping area, hey, these are my locations that are closest to this outbound shipping area, closest to my, packing station, closest to my, wherever all this, cartons are, packed up and shipped, right? So from that perspective, hey, these are my A locations, these are my B locations, these are my C locations. You do that classification in your, slotting tool. I mean, you basically, classify those bin locations as the A, B, and C locations. And then you also run a logic on your SKUs, right? You look at the SKU velocity. That means you take all this sales volume and then say, hey, SKU A, 1,000 units, SKU B, 800 units, QC, 600 units. So you do a descending sort of all these SKUs, and then you see, hey, these are the SKUs. This is how my A SKUs look like. These are my B SKUs. These are my C SKUs. So you have your, already you have your A locations, B locations, C locations based on the proximity to the outbound shipping area. And then you have your SKUs, A SKUs, B SKUs, C SKUs, and you match them, right? You want to put the A SKUs in the A locations, B SKUs in the B locations, C SKUs in the C locations. And if the match is not, good, then you, run your slotting and then move your SKUs. So the beauty of that is, if you have a slotting tool that's, integrated with a WMS, what the slotting tool could do automatically is, whenever you run, it could also create tasks, reslotting tasks, and push that to the WMS. So the people will automatically pick up those tasks, right? Especially if you're using tasking, or at least you can have one dedicated person. You probably already have people that are, doing dedicated replenishments, people that are doing dedicated cycle counts. Like this, even for reslotting, you could have a person that's dedicated to this reslotting effort and do that on a periodical basis. Don't do it on a daily basis for sure. You don't want to do it on a daily basis. You don't want to do it even weekly, might be an overkill. Maybe a monthly or quarterly is something that you want to figure out, or you start doing, and then you see the dynamics of the whole slotting operation, and then you see, hey, does this make sense? Does it make sense for me to keep moving SKUs every week, right? So look at that, right? So you want to know, you set aside your A locations, B locations, C locations, and then you set aside your A SKUs, B SKUs, C SKUs. Make sure the A SKUs are in A location, B SKUs are in B location, C SKUs are in C location. And then if that is not, again, right, it's all dynamically determined. That means, every day, the velocity is recalculated based on the volume, and based on that, your slotting is also determined, right? Your slotting is also determined, and based on the, if there is a need for reslot, then, make sure that all these reslotting tasks get pushed to the WMS and have someone execute. That means they're going to move the product that's sitting in this entire location from location 1 to, let's say, location 10. Because, what happened was, due to the reporting, due to the analysis, due to whatever happened in the business, it's such that this SKU used to be a SKU is not a SKU anymore. For some reason, it's not popular. It became a B SKU. So that means you don't want to slot it in A location. You want to move it to B location, right? So when you do that, you're, creating room for some other A SKU that will be fast moving, right? So, again, it's all management. That's why it's called a, warehouse management system, or it's all, operations and, management processes. So use your best judgment to figure out, just because someone said, just don't do it on a daily basis, or don't even do it on a weekly basis, monitor it, start doing it, monitor it. Hey, all right, it makes sense for me to do it because, if I do it weekly or even, monthly, it adds value to me, right? There's no point in just constantly moving these SKUs just because, the system says so, right? You also have to apply what makes sense for your operation. So that's something to think about. I mean, slotting is a good tool if used correctly, or else you'll just be creating work for someone that's just moving product for no reason, right? So, hopefully this is helpful. Please let us know your thoughts, comments, and and of course take time to watch our other best practices that we have posted in the YouTube channel. And thanks for the time.